In today's lightning fast show, I'm charting 16 explosive projects across Solana, Base, Hyperliquid, and more, all of them bouncing incredibly hard from the bottom and setting up for massive upside. These aren't your average hype coins. These are high performance trades and they're hiding in plain sight. Here's what you're gonna see on this show. Meme and AI tokens snapping back after this Bitcoin dip, ultra early entries on Base and Hyperliquid, Solana plays that already flipped their trend, fast, sharp, and profit-focused setups, okay? No fluff. This is where you're gonna get 101x plays. This is where they begin, and there's no time to waste because I have almost 20 charts to show you guys right now. Stay tuned right until the end. Starting with our 101x, which is Pepe. If you have been following meme coins like Pepe, you know you can pull 100x's on very, very good liquidity coins like, for example, Pepe, which has 33 million in its LP. If you were buying Pepe down here in the beginning of its first pump and you were buying it close to 100 million, you still got the 101x because this thing went to almost 12 billion market cap. Now, we need to chart Pepe because once this rocket starts moving, it might actually become the most important meme coin in this entire cycle. It might actually become more important than Fartcoin. And Pepe has been moving upwards. We have this upwards trend line with support here and support here. In a worst case scenario, I see a third touch here, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Then we have this major resistance point, which is a point of contact 1 times, 2 times. Support here all throughout February 2025. Major support all throughout October 2024. Major resistance here in August. Major support also in July 2024. Major support also in May 2024. Resistance also in May 2024, resistance here in March, and also in the beginning of March 2024. This is the main point of contact. Once we breach this on Pepe, I do think there might be some difficulty between this 4.2 and this 3.8 level, and this is where you have a fair value gap. This would be a good entry for latecomers to Pepe, aka me and many of you watching, because I don't have any Pepe right now, and that's what I'm waiting for in Pepe. I'm waiting for it to come here, break this resistance. It will find some difficulty around these levels. This is where I'm looking to accumulate Pepe. Then the level after that is going to be 4.79, which only has 1 resistance point and 1 point of contact here at support. So these 2 points of contact. And then the level after that is going to be 7.15. So 2 major support points of contact here. And these are the fair value gap. This one is obviously the most important one, fair value gap. And then there's this upwards trend line where you can scoop some Pepe on a worst case scenario. Honestly, I hope we have a wick down here, but I'm not seeing it. So I'm just waiting for it to breach so I can enter with size. Okay, this is going to be one of those very, very big positions of mine that I'm going to take. I'm just waiting for my perfect entry. Patience is key. Pepe is looking very good, bouncing hard, and I think it's going to do something explosive very soon. Now, many of you are asking me if Axiom is safe. So let me tell you about how safe Axiom is. They have a partnership with Turnkey, which is one of the industry-leading non-custodial infrastructure-wise companies. There's also one thing you need to understand about Axiom. Axiom is decentralized. Especially, you should sign up with a Phantom wallet or any other wallet that they let you sign up with, because if you hold your keys, that means the power is in your hands, and if anything happens, it can only be you doing the mistakes and not someone else. So you shouldn't be signing up with your email, to be honest. If you're signed up with your email on someone else's account, make a new wallet, deposit there, there's a link down below, and you should sign up with your Phantom wallet. But yeah, Axiom is very safe, and they're also funded by Y Combinator. Y Combinator funded only stuff like, for example, Airbnb, Coinbase. So yeah, big guys behind this. This is why I think Axiom is the best terminal for trading anything on chain. Back to the charts. Popcat, as I told you yesterday, worst case scenario was a pullback to that 255, but it wasn't looking like it was going to do that. We have this point of contact. It's now leaving the fair value gap, and it's going to go into that next fair value gap, which is that 653 million market cap. So basically, I give you guys a very good entry here, and we're going to be up 90% plus on a very liquid coin. This is another one. I have very big size on these positions, and you should too, because these are easier to trade, enter, exit, and you can make a lot of money on these. Now, back to MOG. Remember MOG? I was talking yesterday. We got that bounce again from the 225 million market cap range, and now we're going to encounter some resistance there at 274. If you saw my previous shows, the 274 million market cap range for MOG is going to be the most difficult one to breach. Once we breach there, there's basically another fair value gap 80% above at 485. Then after that, I think we're in for new all-time highs. It's going to be new all-time highs if we breach that second fair value gap, are basically almost guaranteed when it comes to MOG. Then, my friends, we have Titcoin. Titcoin now is looking even better than the competition. It's looking almost better than house. If we look at 𝗘𝗏𝗧 and house today, the chart of 𝗘𝗏𝗧 is looking better. So still higher and higher and higher lows, about to touch that major resistance. I hope some of you guys entered at the fair value gap entry where I said it was between 13 and 8.5. You could be up anywhere from a 2.5x to 2x right now on your 𝗘𝗏𝗧. Very good liquidity coin. Good trade. You could have entered with say 100x and you could be up to 200k. You could have entered with 100k and be up to almost, or a little bit more, 250k actually. And you could definitely exit this position without moving the chart too much. So very good trade. I still think the place to sell is between that 32 and that 35. I mean, we're basically almost there. I do have some limit orders there. Honestly, I think there's going to be a slight pullback soon when it comes to 𝗘𝗏𝗧, but the chart's looking very good. I've been trading this since 3 million market cap, so I have a small bag. I'm just going to leave it on 𝗘𝗏𝗧 because I think this thing can move a lot more, but we're entering that point of contact and I do see it. If it gets breached, if we have a daily candle that's very positive, I think we're going to go straight to 50 million. That's where I just will completely leave the rest of my 𝗘𝗏𝗧 position. Now let's go on liquid. Liquid is another one that we nailed. Look, told you guys, don't buy here, wait for the second touch. Bam, we got a one touch, you got a second touch, bounce resistance, bounced back, and now it's going to go and breach that major fair value gap between 23 million and 20 million market cap. Liquid is looking very good. So far, this is my second best trade on Hyperliquid. There was another one where I did, I think it was a 5 or 6x. This one's looking very good. This is going to be a 2.5, 2.7, maybe even a 3x if we sell a little bit higher, but it's still in play. Pay attention to Liquid. These guys are doing amazing things on Hyperliquid. Then we have 𝗨. I told you guys to scoop 𝗨 yesterday here. 𝗨 bounced, found the resistance. I said, if you don't have 𝗨, this is a good other entry. I added to my bags. I now have more 𝗨. It pumped to almost 2 million, and now we're just going to go up. When it comes to 𝗨, I'm just going to wait for new all-time highs because we entered so low. We entered like 200k, and then it went to 4 million. I told everyone take profits at 2 million, and now I'm just going to ride this thing because I don't think I can get that 3x. It's going to be a little bit more than a 3x now. It's going to be more like a 5x at 5 million. That's my next target for 𝗨, but it's looking very good. One of the reasons why, for example, I scooped 𝗨 is because I saw it here on the website. There stuff like NEET I actually faded, but I was watching the website, so this is a very good website. You can see, for example, what's the vamp coin? No idea. It's a 4 million market cap. These guys are holding it. For example, Ansem bought this CB chicken banana thing, whatever it is, and it's at 2 million market cap. If you want to follow whatever Ansem's doing, you can also just open the website, check what Smart Money Tracker is doing. Very useful tool, and I think you can combine this with Axiom, and you don't need any more tools for trading. Maybe you could add something like Trench Radar Scanner, which helps you see if a coin is bundled or not, but you can also see bundles on Axiom. But I think Axiom and 𝗨 are the main tools right now for any degen trade. Then when it comes to Axiom, you should be checking DEX screener every single day to see what's the most exciting coins, and then compare it to 𝗨, and you'll see 𝗨 is a little bit more specific. It helps you focus on these pumps. It helps you focus on what's going to happen next. Sometimes just using the DEX screener Axiom or the Axiom trending page is a little bit too risky, and it doesn't give you the context that you need. Like, who's holding? Who are these big guys that are buying these coins? And 𝗨 just gives you all this information. But speaking of Axiom, if you're not using limit orders, you should. Very safe platform, one of the best. It's now, I think, the biggest one in terms of volume. It has done over $4 billion volume. There's a link down below, and you should join Axiom. Should start trading like a pro. Then, speaking of pros, one of my best calls that hasn't happened yet. We did enter and we are up quite a little bit, almost a double, is PER on a Hyperliquid. Still moving up 4%. This is one of those that just slowly grinds up, slowly and slowly. And then all of a sudden, it will explode to all-time highs, and it's going to give me almost a 10x. This is the most important meme on Hyperliquid. I know you guys are probably sick and tired of listening about PER, but you will all regret not having any Hyperliquid meme coin exposure. I have zero Hyperliquid. I think it makes no sense to hold Hyperliquid. If you think Hyperliquid is going to pump, unless you have insane size, unless you want to buy multi-millions of dollars, like 5 million plus, I honestly think it's better if you have 100k, 20k to just buy the main meme coin or buy a portfolio of the top 2 meme coins on Hyperliquid, and you will outperform many of these guys buying just hype. Then we have KTA. Okay, 𝗘𝗏𝗧 broke the trend line, so I sold. It came down, it tested this fair value gap here, the lows, major support here, major support here, major support here. It came in tested, and now I think the trend line is going to be resistant, so it might pull back again. If it pulls back to this level again, that's when I enter. If it breaks above, I will wait for the touch, and that's when I enter. I will wait, but I need to see a break above the trend line because I need confirmation to enter KTA again. If it does, I will wait. I will not FOMO buy, wait for the touch, and then we can start talking about our targets, 161 mil and above, 114 mil, etc. But I do like 𝗘𝗏𝗧, and it's one of the best coins on Base. It is a utility project, very cool. You should check it out. 𝗘𝗏𝗧, okay? On to very high risk again on Solana. I re-entered the position. I saw this thing pumping and I grabbed some here. at 155. Very small. This was another one that I called at 100K and we went to 3 million and I told everyone to exit at 2 million, but it still went and made new all-time highs. And I re-entered because I saw this thing pumping. Look, it's up almost 100% on the daily. So I re-entered a small position. Very risky. If you're watching the show, think of your portfolio. In anything below $1 million market cap, you should have maximum 5% of your portfolio. Not joking, maximum. If you have more than 5%, you're not trading, you're gambling. Now back to 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. What happened to 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 is it came and tested this major support line. It didn't hold, and I'm still waiting for that 21 million market cap range. This is where probably 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 becomes a very good buy. Or what you can do is wait for the pump, the 45 million market cap to turn into resistance, and then you could buy anywhere on the pullback. Because a pump on 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 to 45 mil to this level is going to guarantee us that there's still some steam in this trade. Right now, I'm not gonna buy it. It's not looking too good. I need to see it touch at least 21 million and confirm this previous major resistance line that got touched twice that will support all throughout May 2025. And that to me is where I feel safe to buy 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, not here. So yeah, I grabbed some at the support line. I saw it didn't hold, sold, took a small loss, and now I'm just waiting for that deeper pullback. Now on to something very interesting that's competing with 𝗘𝗫𝗖𝗏, and it's also a fartcoin beta, which is housecoin. Housecoin is honestly right now weaker than 𝗘𝗫𝗖𝗏. The liquidity is 1.8. 𝗘𝗫𝗖𝗏 right now is at the same liquidity level as housecoin, so they're basically a 50-50. The teams behind these are equally good. Let's see which one of these is going to win. There's only going to be one winner. There's only going to be a second beta to fartcoin. It's either going to be housecoin or 𝗘𝗫𝗖𝗏. Right now, housecoin is at a very good buy level. It's looking very good to buy. So I grabbed some here. I'm waiting. If we are slightly bearish, the main entry, I didn't buy my full bag. What I'm still waiting for it to hit is 39.32. I've been saying this since before 100 million market cap. The price was here at around 87, 73. I told you guys, I'm waiting for 39.32. Everyone laughed at me. Everyone said I was wrong. They're all against us. But the truth is, we're here to win and we're here to give you guys the best possible trades and entries. Meme coins always pull back. Never buy the hype, never buy the FOMO, never buy the green candles. Look at housecoin now giving us an entry. I entered with 20% of my position, and the other remaining 80% I'm going to enter only if it comes this deep. This is how the pros trade. And so Axiom, I have my limit orders stacked in 2 different wallets. Once it comes here, my limit orders are just going to be filled. Remember, housecoin, we were trading this thing since 3 to 2 million market cap, okay? This is I've already taken most of my profits. I'm just trading now with play money. Many people are new to the channel and they don't understand that we've been in many of these coins since 1 million, 2 million, and they're up 10, 20x already. So many of us, the OGs of the channel, are already just trading with smaller amounts of money and with play money. So when it comes to house, I'm entering with 20% here, already did, and now the rest of my trade, I'm just waiting for this place, which is the same position I told you guys almost 2 weeks ago. I am now in the process of waiting for my entries to be filled. I don't go after the chart, I wait for the charts to come after my limit order. Now Trencher is an interesting case because it looked very good. Everything was playing out. I still haven't sold, by the way. I entered here at 3 million and it's now basically very close to the same level I entered. It was looking very good. What I told you guys was 1 touch, 2 touch, and I said there's going to be probably a 3rd touch. The price came here, then bounced back. Of course, they almost all do. Then found some resistance, which I thought it wouldn't. I thought it was going to go up, but at least it went sideways. Then started pumping and the entire chart just remained around this upwards trend line. It was looking very bullish, slowly accumulating up. Then some whales probably got impatient and exited, and the trend line broke. And so we're back at this support. This support level is important because this is where the price held the last time. And as long as the support line holds, if it comes here, for example, 3.7, 3.5, I'm done. There's better things to trade and I'm not going to waste any more time with Trencher. But the play and the structure are still intact. So I'm still in Trencher. Here's what I'm seeing. Come here, this, which was previous support all throughout this trend line, is going to turn into resistance. When it breaks, this turns into support, and then this is what I'm seeing. And then this will become resistance again. Quite honestly, if it comes back to 15 mil, 14 mil, I'm exiting my Trencher. This coin is testing my patience. Now let's go to AVA. I told you guys don't FOMO buy here. It's not where you buy. It's at resistance at 87. I said wait for the pullback. I know some guys entered here deeply on this pullback, very close to these lows. I haven't entered AVA yet. Maybe I did a mistake. Maybe I'm being too negative, waiting for that deeper pullback, very close to that 60 mil. I have some limit orders at 60 mil, 65, 62. I have some limit orders here, ready to enter my AVA position. Why? Because these AI plays have been doing quite well. I did very well on AI16Z, as I showed here on the show. I did very well also on 𝗍𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, and I also did well on another AI coin. I can't remember. It's too many coins. And so I thought Ava is going to have its moment because it's not as big as and as important as these other AI plays, but I think it will be a good trade on a pullback. Sadly, it didn't pull back as aggressive as I thought, but I'm still waiting for my pullback. Not going to buy. So now let's look at the other possibility, which is Ava is more bullish than I thought. This was all the pullback we got. I'm glad the two guys that DM'd me, I'm glad you guys entered. So let's say it's bullish. It pumps and then it's going to retest this level, and this is where I enter again. 87, 88, maybe even 90 million. And then I think the expansion on Ava is going to become a lot more aggressive. 166 and then all-time high. Now another one I entered very risky, also below million market cap, is this one called Deep Fried Memes. I entered right around here, very close to 500k, small position of course. I entered here, very famous trend online. I like these dank memes on Instagram. There was a time everyone was posting these on Insta. It reminds me a bit of Troll. It's a very old meme. This thing can do very well. I think 2 million market cap is going to be a big level for a meme like this. You can basically enter this position and get a 3x, take your initials, take some profits, and then let it ride. Maybe, let's see what happens. Maybe this thing goes a lot higher than I think. But yeah, I entered this position very risky. If you're listening, again, you should never have more than 5% of your portfolio, your meme portfolio, on anything below a million market cap. Now, let's go back to Troll. Troll is still in play. This is very similar to what I'm seeing on Trencher, but the structure is much better. I'm gonna buy some more Troll if it comes and retests this major support. 1 time, 2 times. We have this lateral, this horizontal support line now. We were trading on this trend line. It got broken. This thing I think will hold. So if it comes and touches this 19, 20 million market cap zone, I think this is where you accumulate your Troll. I'm not going to be talking about invalidation because the market is still bullish, but in case it gets invalidated, I think we pull back a little bit deeper to this 11 to 13 million. But right now, I think the odds of that happening are like 10%. I think they're very low. Troll's looking very good. And I think even at 23, it's a good buy. It's a very good meme. It's supported by some big whales. We needed this bigger distribution before we can go to 50 million. Now to finalize, another one that has been testing my patience that I entered and then exited is 𝗘𝗫𝗧𝗏. This one I thought was going to be as disappointing as SSE. The SSE team sucks. SSE is bullshit, but 𝗘𝗫𝗏 I think still has a chance to prove it's not entirely bullshit like SSE. 1 touch to now the 3rd. I was slightly more bullish. My trend line was a little bit more inclined up. I thought this is where the chart was going to run, but sadly a lot of people decided to dump there. I think this project is interesting. We now have a 20% day. I re-entered 𝗘𝗫𝗏𝗏 here. I think this is time for 𝗘𝗫𝗏𝗏 to basically show us what it's all about. If 𝗘𝗫𝗏𝗏 can't even pump to 21 million, then yeah, I'm done. This is my last entry at support line. If 𝗘𝗫𝗏𝗏𝗏 does something like this and then comes back to 8 mil or to 11 mil, I'm done. So this is Collateraliz's final chance. I hope you have enjoyed the show. We did 16 charts or 17 charts today. Bitcoin bounced very aggressively. I'm feeling more comfortable now to take more risk on memes, and that's what I'm going to be doing now and also towards the end of the week. Things are now going to accelerate. You have to pay attention now more than ever, because if Bitcoin goes to 100k, 105k, all these charts you're seeing, not all of them, but a good percentage of them are going to do explosive and very aggressive things, and so you need to pay attention. Finally, start trading with limit orders, start trading with Axiom, which is the best platform, the highest volume generator platform, the safest platform to trade on Solana. It is the best terminal. There's a link down below. Join me, and eventually you will be able to join my private group. It will be only for the people using my ref link on Axiom. It's going to be a very good group. I'm going to be giving even more trades setups, and I'm also going to start sharing some of my size trades on Bitcoin, on stuff like XRP, stuff like, for example, Ethereum, where I do a little bit of leverage trading with positions up to 200, 300k that I don't show here on the show yet, but I will eventually. So thank you very much, and I will see you guys tomorrow.